Hey Aries, welcome to your Tarot Sportscast for April 2021. This is the place where we ask the question, what sport are we talking about? And of course, the answer is the game of life. The starting bell has already rung, so what do you say we go find our seats and enjoy the show? Catch you on the flip side. We're going to jump right into the yang, masculine, active force. In a nutshell, what we're seeing here, yang Aries for the month of April, you're going to be playing the shapeshifter. You got the page of coins or pentacles, page of wands, and page of cups. So why don't we, for one thing, consider the one card that's not the page that's not here, which is the page of swords, right? And your active mode in this is your sign, your home territory, fire. And your overall situation is concerns with your physical, material world existence. And what you're using those two, the combination of those two, the active and the passive, the active wands fire and the passive earth material pentacles, to project forward for the third leg of your three-legged stool here with 3 pages is water, emotions, love. A nice endeavor. And based upon some comforting factors in that all of the pages are pages. So across the board, take away the details about which suit they're page of, and they're all pages, right? Some interesting qualities to consider. The pages, although this is the yang line, masculine, divine masculine, active force line, the pages, they look like they're somewhat hermaphroditic for a reason. They're in a way without being masculine or feminine. They can be young lads or young ladies in the real court, right? But their function, what is their function? Their function is to kind of be gophers. Gophers in the court. Go take this message from this emissary to this ambassador. Messengers. Somebody who can run an errand, right? But now we're talking about not you being beholden to a king outside yourself or a queen outside yourself or a knight outside yourself. We're talking about you being the page of the court of your soul. I like it. So, shapeshifter. I was meditating on the Aries reading, and the image that came to mind was a cauldron. Cauldron, right? A place where witches' brews are stirred up and cooked up. A cauldron, a place where you make a mixture of something and you put it over fire so that you can bring it up to a certain temperature. And metamorphosis and transformation can occur in the cauldron. So I don't want to sound nebulous about this, but I think that with a general reading, it's probably best to assume that you know for yourself the components that are the details of your world. And what we're talking about here is the overlying energies. Okay? So try it out. Try putting on. And, while you're trying it, feel what it feels like. Put on the hat of the Page of Pentacles. How does that fit? How does that feel? Put on the hat of the Page of Wands. Same-o, same-o. Put on the hat of the Page of Cups. Now, consider that you want to try, if you're going to try anything, try taking on the roles of putting these two together. Try that, the dynamic, the equation, if you will. You're building a mathematical solution, if you will. And that you're taking the passive energy of the coins, the pentacles, and you're putting together with it the active, Aries, fire, modality. So this is home territory for you. This may or may not be something you're accustomed to. You may do very well in matters of the world, in the physical earth. You may do very poorly. But try to come together in a weaving of those two energies and to project out a solution. Let's say you say the Page of Wands plus the Page of Pentacles equals the Page of Cups. Put on the hat of the Page of Cups. Carry the cup of love. Carry the cup of your emotions for a minute or two. See how that feels. But the point of the matter is not to do this out in outer space or the void somewhere. It's to do it with your whatever question or need or requirement you have in mind and focused on that. These pages here, these pages are lenses through which to see your world, right? Shapeshifter, yang, rock and roll, right? Yin. Interesting. Saturn is in Aquarius until 2023. And here we have Saturn, we have Capricorn, another earth energy, right? And that's where you're kind of immersed in your cauldron. I have I got the feeling that you're sitting in the cauldron with this. It's time. It's time to transition through this world of the devil. And with the ViceVersa deck, which this is the side of the card where you're looking at the picture from outside the frame. The backside is you are in the frame. You've already walked in. You've walked into this world of an agreement with your inner being. As without, so within. So your without has agreed with your within to meet at the juncture of the chamber of where the devil resides. Devil card. And there's a purpose. It's a transformation purpose. If you're sitting in the cauldron with the devil, then you can guarantee yourself that you're going to be burning off some impurities in that cauldron. Burning off the impurities is not a bad idea because your purity is what you want to take forward. It's more your authentic self, nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing woo-woo about it. It's very practical. Being pure is being authentic. And then the Five of Swords. And you've gone, it appears that you have just completed, maybe, and this is why you're here, because you got here by having completed some sort of initiatory routine in your life. You went through some kind of an initiation. They call them things like trial by fire, right? Well, trial by fire, if you're in a cauldron, that could be it. But that, once again, you've walked into that frame already, and you're walking away from it now. It's over, that initiation. But where you're walking is forward to the second half. This is the 5, the second half of the minor arcana process that ends up with the completion at the 10 of Swords, right? But you've gotten past the halfway point, and that's the important part. And where does that land you? Well, back in an earthy mode, you're in that cauldron in favor of an earth-bound process, something that it both ties you to the earth more and it liberates you from the earth more. And you're looking at a completion of an earthly endeavor. Maybe this is your ship coming in. Maybe this is your family solidarity. That your family finally learned, or your people finally learned the true meaning of when they say that, well, my family, when we encounter this kind of difficulty, we circle the wagons. This is finding out the answer to what that really means, to circle the wagons. What's the environment? What's the weather report in the stadium that you're doing these sports activities? This sport activity is more like an active sport with the yang line of being on stage and performing. On stage can be a sport in itself. To perform well is to bring athleticism to an event, along with other kinds of muscular, if you're playing an instrument, other kinds of muscular gyrations, endeavors, and what you end up with is a sport. You end up with something that's a lot of fun for you and your audience, right? So in the yang line, your sport is one that looks like it's a switch-o, change-o kind of a thing, a shape-shifting kind of a thing, maybe even a magic act, an illusion act, something definitely engaging and definitely fun and exciting and stimulating while you're at it. The sport here is to endurance, right? Endurance in the Survivor series was something that was said every week by the players. They're playing, and one of the things that they're playing is endurance. Do you see endurance as happening like a 100-yard dash in the Olympics? Not necessarily. It's not quick, and it's not that visible and dynamic in itself, but yet it is strong and powerful and lives endurance. And so that's the games in your stadium. What's the environment like? Well, we're starting out with the Mars/Aries card of the environment being overshadowed by a transformation, a moment in time and space that things shift. And so It's a call, just like everything that gets your attention. Within getting your attention to begin with is a call. And this call in your sports stadium is based on what do you want out of it. You're the one who determines that. And so what do you want out of it can be a potential outcome. We're looking at the beginning and the ending of the environmental statement here. And the beginning here is that, well, you have Mars and Aries that comes in with a bang. Boom. And that is how the game begins, and how it ends potentially is with ultimate sun, more fire, and more wherewithal. The sun has everything to do with life on this planet. The sun is the foundation of all life on this planet. And so that's what's in store. But you make the choice in your game. Your environment allows you to choose on the spectrum where you want to go. And I think it's important in this type of scenario where you've got the sun as your possible outcome, that you keep your eye on it. If that's what you choose, know what you choose and own what you choose. And then your actions will follow your intentions. The wheel, another ruled by fire card. So the Wheel of Fortune wants to be just acknowledged. It's that perhaps the idea here is to not allow your forward motion to confuse you into believing that it's more than it is. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune turning can be mild. It can be monumental, but it can be mild too. It can be a subtle change that really does change everything. In fact, the most powerful things in our experience typically in life are the most subtle. So maybe that's the qualification that is being asked for here, so that it doesn't become an obstacle. Don't make it one. It doesn't have to be one. It's going to be fiery, right? And Sagittarius is going to be firing out the arrows. Boom, 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 and just checking out where they land, which can be distracting. Stay the course. Stay the course. What's your strength? Oh, your ability to move. Your ability to know that you can take action. And the nice part about this is being fueled by Cancer and the moon, that kind of you're taking your home with you feeling, right? And from what I understand, the chariots were, when in their first incarnation on this planet, were somewhat like mobile homes, right? So you carry your home with you, which is so friendly and touchy-feely to a Cancer. They want to feel like they're at home. Home is their territory, right? Well, you've got the asset of that kind of a lens to put on your telescope as you look ahead to the whole process that's going to occur in April. And lo and behold, right after the moon and the Cancer energy shows up, the sun shows up to befriend the action, to befriend the process to enhance the experience and to put a kind of an almost blessing on what you did, how you got there, and to remembering the idea that it is not about achieving the goal, it's about the process. It's about how you walked the walk through your April 2021. Aries, fire it up. Have fun with have fun with your cauldron, and have fun with, entertaining the notion of being a shapeshifter, and take it home. You got this. And until next time, which I'll see you in about a month, I wish you well. Thanks for being here. Love you all. Bye for now.